Why vote against it when there are popular provisions within it? And doesn't that just allow the president to say, oh, you want to raise taxes?
You can put as much lipstick on this pig as you want. This will be a political albatross for the Republicans.
Why?
Because it takes 16 million Americans off of health care coverage with cuts to Medicaid and cuts to the Obamacare marketplace. That will move us as a nation back to the same percentage of uninsured we had before Obamacare. And it's not like these people are not going to get sick. They're going to show up at the emergency room. Rural hospitals are going to shut down. That has been evidenced across the nation. It also goes after food assistance. Are we really in such a place that we're cutting, in my state, a couple 100,000 people off of school lunches, school breakfasts? They even cut food banks. It's cruel. They have also ended up, at the end of the day, cutting 20,000 plus clean energy jobs. Mm-hmm. And for what? This was to make sure that the highest, most wealthy Americans can get an extra tax break. And as you just saw on your chyron there, it adds $4.5 trillion to the debt. I think many of my Republican friends know they're walking the plank on this, and we'll see if those who've expressed quiet consternation will actually have the courage of their convictions.
Well, some of the Republicans are arguing, well, we have to deal with these entitlements and the work requirements and things that may lead to some of the lack of qualifications you talk about. They're not that burdensome. It's volunteer work or part-time work. So are you overstating it?
No, it's 16 million Americans off of health care. Medicaid cuts, these numbers, they're not my numbers. They're all independent sources. And the thing that I don't think people have realized, people say, well, Medicaid, I'm not poor. I maybe buy my health insurance through the marketplace. Your rates will go up $800 or $900 a month. And that will trickle through the whole rest of the healthcare market, because if you suddenly take people out of the system, they show up at the emergency room in uncompensated care, the only way those costs get passed on is higher health insurance to all of us who have traditional coverage.
So if this is so against their own interests, why haven't you been able to peel more Republicans away?
Well, I think we'll see, even as recently as just an hour ago, some of the special Medicaid provisions for certain states, I think, were disallowed because of the so-called Byrd rule. And, it's not over till it's over. I will grant that President Trump has been able to hold his party in line in an unprecedented manner. Mm-hmm. At the other end, this bill will come back and bite them. This is going to do so much damage in terms of not only health care, food assistance, mm-hmm. The whole notion that we are moving towards cleaner energy jobs, all on the chopping block, adding $4 trillion to the debt. Tell me, at the end of the day, how that is good for America. I don't think you can make the case.
Education is another front in this fight with the president.